What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. As always, I am Lawrence Kartze, and I am once again joined by the voice of LPW and the host of Saturday Night Love, Big Bad Boris. Boris, how are you doing today?
Lawrence, how's your hangover?
I know what you're talking about.
In my mind, that was really funny, but I guess not. I'm doing great. We had a really fun episode of SNL last night with Michael Richard Blaze. Definitely go back and check it out on VOD because we uncovered some archival footage. And I know you had a pretty fun night Christmas partying last night, so all is good. Is that a Deadly Game or Gang Rules Survivor Series shirt? You always bring like the clothing thunder. That is rad.
Yeah, I got that at Elimination Chamber at the WWE store.
Oh, cool!
That's
I thought
nice
it was doing good with the
nice
general thing going, but yeah, that's cool. That ECW hat's rad too.
Yeah, which by the way, we're gonna get into it more. Because we both watched Saturday night's main event, but Kevin Owens buying shirts solely based on spite is amazing. Solely, his entire wardrobe is based on how I'm gonna mess with my opponent, and like I'm gonna buy their brother's shirts, their father's shirts.
I used to really like those old, like the KO Mania shirts he used to come out with every year. Those were really cool. So I think I've got a couple of those in the closet somewhere.
It's not on the site yet, but the shirt he wore last night, the Canadian Dream shirt, I want.
Yeah.
But like literally, I bought this. It's literally a Moralizing action figure. He's got Dusty Rhodes' shirt on.
Oh, that's cool. It was funny too. We were talking a little bit last night about the Winged Eagle belt being, and I was like, it's kind of silly to bring it back for one day. But then the light bulb went off above my head, and I was like, wait a minute. And I went to WWE Shop, front page WWE Shops, Winged Eagle belt signed by Cody Rhodes for $699. I don't know if that's US or Canada, but
I think it translates to Canadian on the Canadian.
I think it does too. So that's like not overly ridiculous. I'd like to get a title belt for back there in the background of the world headquarters. I think that'd be kind of cool. I Christmased it up a little bit. I got a wreath and I got some Christmas lights around the Forest Run 5000.
Yeah, I should probably. I don't have any Christmas lights in my apartment. Yeah,
they're actually technically not Christmas lights. Do you remember Molson, non-sponsored? No, it was Budweiser put out the gold lights.
Yeah,
that's what those are. They're actually little mini Budweiser gold lights. Cool. It's cool, yeah.
Yeah, so like you mentioned last night, I went to a little bit of a Christmas party with my friend. Had a Christmas Olympics too that was involved. I finished in dead last because some of them, like I always came close to winning like my round and then losing every single time.
You did not medal. What were some of the competitions? Is the word I'm looking for.
Well, like there's a video on my Instagram, but like there's one where I did pretty well. I got to this like bottom half of people, but like basically it's almost like a Simon Says where like they tell you like it's basically to throw you off. It's like Simon Says and musical chairs mixed together. There's like a line of cups in the middle, and you have got to like. She's like, touch your head, touch your toes, touch your head. But you're waiting for her to say, grab the cup. And the person who misses the cup is eliminated each round. So like,
that's not on your Instagram. You're a damn liar.
it says intense. It's getting intense. It's I was eliminated the round before that.
Oh, all I see is a really nice, what looks like a wedding type picture of you and a.
Oh no, it's in my stories.
Oh, in your stories.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay, here we go. I don't have sound, but you're doing it. Okay.
I shattered multiple cups grabbing them.
Oh, here's the bar. Can I play this? Is that okay or no?
Yeah, sure.
Would you rather? Okay.
Thank you, Sandy in the chat. How are you doing? Good evening, boys. So we're also killing time. Spencer will be home shortly, so I guess we'll save talking about Saturday night's main event with Spencer, as the boss is just getting in, and will be joining us momentarily. Spencer, how are you doing? How's Germany today? How's your weekend?
I don't know how to start this over again, but so here's the.
Yeah, this is the reindeer
for marshmallow. Yeah, I can see that. I thought they were bigger marshmallows, which would make it easier.
Oh no, like there are big ones in the middle too. Those were worth 10 points, and the smaller ones are 5.
Cool, that's awesome. Picture. That sounds like a good time. Those sweaters, though, I've been to. Oh, sorry, I've been to ugly Christmas sweater parties before, and I'm a bit of a heavier set dude, and like they get warm quick, especially when you have a couple of bevies.
Yeah, no, those definitely window open, but it's also last night was like minus 15 in Montreal. So like second the window is open, it very much cools down the room very quickly. Yeah,
it's going to get cold in Edmonton this week. We've had pretty mild weather the past little while, but it's supposed to get cold again this week. But so what's the hangover beverage? Is that just coffee you got going on?
Yeah, I already had old pizza before this. I'm like pretty much good now. I'm just like a little tired and like a mild headache, but I took some Advil. I'm all good to go.
Coffee in the Coors Light cup? That is amazing.
No, that is water. Straight ice
water.
Okay. In the Montreal Canadiens Coors Light cup.
I'm sorry if I'm pulling back the curtain on your life too much here. Just we were talking a bit about this before we started, and I thought it was kind of fun. So,
but yeah, we can start while Spencer gets in. He's got relatives from Vancouver. Vancouver, the site of this year's Survivor Series. Spencer was just there, and he had a great time while I was briefly there. But yeah, I would like to make it out to Vancouver one day. It's a very nice place.
I've only been there for work once years and years ago, so I didn't get to see much, which is unfortunate. But yeah, definitely.
Spencer will be here in 5 minutes.
All right, what can we talk about for 5 minutes? So yeah, last night on Saturday Night Live, we MRB unearthed because we watched his match with Cody Rhodes' 30-minute draw. And held up really, really well. Great match. And he unearthed a match from 2005, him and Brandon Van Danielson from Acme, Alberta, his third ever match, but the oldest one he has on video. So that counts as the Saturday Night Live first match club. And we watched it, and it's just amazing to see where he's come just in terms of his physical look and his body and stuff like that. So if you can go on the Twitch, and I believe it's there on demand, you go back and watch that. Because he sent it to me, and I begged him. I'm like, can we play this tonight? And I begged and begged and begged, and then I publicly begged, and I pulled my vet card on him because I think I got him by 3 years, which is not a good thing to do. But yeah, he let us play it, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you get a chance, go back on the Twitch and check that out because it was really, really, really fun. Is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. And it's like really awesome to see. You mentioned the earlier match with Cody Rhodes, like Cody Rhodes' indie run post WWE, where he just literally showed up everywhere. Like Speedball was telling a story of how like he was like in the main event of the show, and Cody Rhodes randomly showed up to referee the match.
Oh, nice.
Like and just like through chaos, like no one knew what the fuck he was doing there, but like they just sort of rolled with it. That he just showed up to like randomly. He wasn't even planned to referee that. Like he was literally doing every independent possible.
And what I had forgotten was that was actually a PWA title versus Ring of Honor title match, hence the 30-minute draw.
Yeah.
This was Cody like the heights of his indiness. He was a ROH champion. He was in Bullet Club. He was doing TNA. So it was really cool. Also, while we're killing time for Spencer, Christmas is coming, and if you're looking for a late Christmas gift for Big Bad Boris, I want Nick Wayne's mom t-shirts. I will not rest on this. I will not buy it for myself, but for Christmas, if Santa Claus is listening, I want Nick Wayne's mom t-shirts. I think I'm funny. I don't know if I am or not, but whatever.
Legally, that's all you need to wear afterwards. You need to throw out all your other shirts and just wear the Mother Wayne
I will.
t-shirt.
If 10 people buy me Nick Wayne's mom t-shirts, I'll have a closet like George Jetson, just the same outfit.
Yeah.
George Jetson is a dated reference that the kids won't understand.
How was AEW this week? You obviously do the watch-alongs too every week, right here on
I wanted Brody King to go over Ricochet because I'm a big Brody King guy, but that didn't happen. But I mean, the Continental Classic, it matches are fun. Some more stuff with Darby Allin and the usual John Moxley stuff. I mean, it's not amazing, but I'm enjoying watching it. You can always count on a few good matches and a couple of good segments. And Tony Storm made the big return, so yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, like I'm a huge Brody King fan. I like, dude has all the talent in the world. Looks like a monster. Like from like every story and everything you see, like just the biggest sweetheart of a person. I very much want, like, not even like my type of music, but I still want to go see his band.
Oh, God's Hate. Yeah, it's very, very hardcore. So it's like a little bit too much for me as well. But like, I wish him all the success musically. And on pay-per-views, when he like paints up with the corpse paint, it takes his badassery look to like another level. Like, just, I don't know if anybody in wrestling has a better like look for his style than he does.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and also while Spencer sets up, well, like it's something I do want to talk about because like I kind of want to quickly rant about it, just because it's just like it's an overarching problem with society as a whole, but like especially this week with pro wrestling, it's just the constant shitty people who, because they look a certain way, will always get opportunities when they don't deserve it. Like, of course, like this week it was announced Tessa Blanchard.
Are you referring to the initials TB?
Yep. Signed with TNA and showed up. Me, I hate it. It's somebody, there is a billion other wrestlers who could have filled that spot, who would have gotten a way better pop showing up in TNA as a surprise to attack Jordan Grace. Like a considerably bad person who has never apologized for any of the things they've done. Like it's been 2 jobs now that they've gotten fired from for being a bad person. Like they literally bullied people, was racist bully in one, again, another bully again in WoW and got fired. Like this is a person who showed their character multiple times and still TNA, who for all intents and purposes has been killing it the last like couple of years, like has been in another gear. And this is such a massive step back. And like, especially listening to people like Speedball, like Josh Alexander, like Trinity when she was there, talking about how great that locker room was, and to put somebody who very much is a locker room cancer in there. Like,
I think it just gives the whole business a black eye, because we always see that people get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10th chances. I think we're starting to see what's the name? We're starting to see Marty Scurll, I think, was getting some bookings here and there as well. So I mean, wrestling's going to wrestle for better or worse, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, but I agree with you.
Yeah, that's why I don't think cancel culture is an actual thing.
I've never watched TNA and been like, you know what, the show could use Tessa Blanchard. I've never said that.
Yeah, no one has to watch
it. How could you not? Possibly. No. How could you?
Hi, Spencer. How are you?
Hey, Spencer.
How could you possibly not? Hello. Nice.
Can I say one thing to you, Spencer Love, as the boss and proprietor of Love Wrestling? How great was SNL last night?
I really enjoyed it last night. I really enjoyed it most weeks, to be honest with you. But like,
I begged. He wanted to put off playing that second match to do another show, and I begged and begged him through text all day, please, because it was so great.
Yeah, it was a good time. No more mustache. Thankfully, Sandy. Sorry. Yeah, on the Tessa Blanchard stuff, the only thing I'll say, because I think it's a very, very dumb decision.
Yeah.
If people ever go out and actively make an effort to apologize, that's a different story.
Yeah,
Second
exactly.
chances are a real thing. In my experience and in sort of what I've heard, there has been no real effort to go out and apologize. In any interviews I've heard, anything like that, there's never been that apology. And that, for me, is why this is a very, very dumb decision.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about some fun stuff, because I'm right on time here for the brunch gimmick, as per usual. I'm also changing up like the setup a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm going to hang some photos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're looking a little bland there, my friend. Usually you're...
Yeah, it's because, like, so to be honest with you, like, over here, where, like, this used to be my view, but, like, all it is a closet door. So I'm getting some photos hung and all of that sort of stuff. I look like Meltzer right now with the fucking
just the papers everywhere.
Dude, look at this. Like, look, I've got all my books and scrolls and all that stuff.
And a random monkey. I added some Christmas lights and a wreath back here.
Hey, look at us.
I know.
Yeah. Good job. Dare Amazing. Good to see you. Where do we want to start? I know you guys wanted to chat Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, let's talk SNME, because I actually watched it.
Go for it, Boris. You open her up. You get the opening.
I loved it. I thought Jesse was great. I was worried he wasn't going to actually be on commentary, but they brought him in for the main event, and it was everything I remember from when I was a kid. I loved the look of the show, the old school skinny like entranceway. I love they had some steel guardrails, the red and white.
That was rad, yeah.
The old referee uniforms, even the way the turnbuckles were tied. I don't know if it was just me, but the way the turnbuckles were tied, and you could kind of see a bit of the white of the other side of the turnbuckle. I don't know if that means anything to anybody but me, but even the turnbuckle pads covers looked old school. Loved it. And the matches were good. Yeah, the matches were good. And goddamn, WWE's really trying to get me back in, man. I don't have the time, but they really, really want me, because I'm really enjoying what I am seeing.
Lawrence, agreed? Disagree?
Oh, 100% agree. Like, I love seeing, like somebody brought up on Twitter, seeing Jessica Carr in that old school wrestling uniform when a time when there were no female referees allowed, and it was very hard to like have her like one of the like trailblazing referees refereeing a match. I know to Spencer and everyone here at Love Wrestling like means a lot. Like seeing Chelsea Green win that title, somebody who exposed like is the very definition of betting on yourself and like knowing you have the talent and putting in that hard work. And when dealing with like obstacle, like somebody who dealt with obstacle after obstacle, multiple injuries when her first run at WWE, leaving, going to make her like remaking her name on the independents and TNA, coming back to WWE to just become one of the biggest stars in the company right now. Like the most, despite being a heel, the most over, like the pop when she won was amazing.
Yeah. And
that moment with Piper putting her over her shoulder like Miss Elizabeth. Just the two of them worked so well together. That was like moment of the night. Like I think the triple threat was the match of the night for me. That one was great. Like Gunther just on another level. Like the three of them worked so well together. I really like. I want to see them run that back again. Like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And bring back the title. Bring back the title for one night. And having KO, I would like KO just to call himself the champion and keep that title forever and just annoy the shit out of Cody because he wants it so bad. And KO just has it forever.
I think he's going to. I bet you it's not the last time that we see the Winged Eagle. Like it can't be anymore. Cody's already got his title. It was only one night only. So yeah, man, that show ruled. I had so much fun watching that last night. I really, really loved Sammy and Drew off the bat. It really reminded me actually of Drew and Seth at Mania. Like sometimes you just need a sprint. And that was a hell of a sprint, man. I really, really loved that to kick it off. I really liked the Liv Morgan match. Obviously, Io, I almost called her Io Shirai. Io Sky. She's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. But what I really loved too about it was like Liv Morgan actually staring down Rhea and like sort of standing up for herself to close sort of the segment or close the match out. Like it was a really, really excellent show. Obviously, Chelsea Green winning the United States Championship. Not surprising at all. All due respect, obviously, to Mi Chin, either would have been fantastic. But I think that this was Chelsea's title to lose, so to speak. Gunther in a triple threat rules. Main event was rad. KO's the fucking best wrestler on the planet.
Yeah,
like man. I have really no other way to put it.
I've loved Kevin Owens for years because Kevin Owens is a guy who looks like me, but he made it. And that's why I've always been a big, even like back on the indies before he even got signed when he was doing the PWGs and the ROH. I'm like, that's a guy who looks like me who never should have made it that made it. So I'm like, I'm on board with you. A quick thing, Sandy Klein mentioned if we had an old school no HD TV would have been kind of funny. There's a dude on Reddit who actually takes pay-per-views and converts them to like 4x3 VHS and plays them on like an old school TV. Yeah. And it's really neat clips. I don't know if he does like whole things, but he'll do just little clips. And it's really kind of cool. Also, what's really fun about wrestling right now is last night, Matt Cardona came out on GCW, cut a promo about how he's now half of the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Yes,
and then Jericho from AEW showed up to beat his ass, and we got like promotions just mixing together. And WWE mentioned TNA a couple of times on Saturday Main Event last night. So like everyone's kind of, not everyone, but like people are playing nice with others, which was just such a foreign thing back in the old regime, so to speak.
There's a bit of a shared sandbox.
Yeah,
you know, and. Man, wrestling's better when people are working together. Always thought that. And it's very, very cool to see on an international scale, at least. I really, really love the show. I think the next one, Sandy, you brought up there a little bit earlier. I think they're doing the next Saturday night's main event. I think it's in San Antonio on January 25th.
It's the week before the Rumble.
Yeah, which I think is excellent timing. Yeah. That's a really, like, obviously national television right before the Royal Rumble is going to be massive for WWE as is. But, like, you're going to get a big show feel, ideally, let's get real, but, like, ideally 4 or 5 nights in a row, right? Going into the start of the road to WrestleMania, the preamble, the turn off to the road to WrestleMania. Like, Saturday night's main event is obviously going to be a major show. Then you've got the Raw going into it, which is still going to be one of their first appearances on Netflix. One of the first, I guess, 3 episodes or 4 episodes of Raw on Netflix. SmackDown, at least for us Canadians, same thing on the Friday. NXT, same thing for us Canadians on the Tuesday, right? Like, it's going to be a massive week for wrestling. And it's very, very cool to say, like, last year felt like the biggest WrestleMania and finished the story and all of that sort of stuff. Like, nothing slowed down. It's going to be bigger and better this year, which is wild to say.
The story never ends.
No, but Cody finished it. It's all done.
Yeah.
There's always new stories. Like now, Big Bad Boris's Aqua Size Extravaganza.
There we go. That's what we got to do.
There's always new stories to be told.
There's always a pool. Start running our own FMW up here, hey? WWE teased Cardona potentially returning. I think that's just a good little play. Michael Cole, obviously we'll put over Jesse and Pat McAfee because those two on commentary together. Chef's kiss. Yeah. But Michael Cole is always excellent. And actually Corey Graves as well is really excellent at walking that line. And actually I'll go back to WrestleMania as well. Like when the Shield's music hit, they referenced as much as they could without saying, is John Moxley possibly here? Like, no way. This is unbelievable. Of course they're going to reference Cardona, even though he's appearing on Dynamite or the Hammerstein show, excuse me. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Cody Graves, I think, celebrated his 10th year of commentary after his in-ring career came to an end. A lot of respect for that guy because he could have just let that crush his brain, but he just steered all that love of wrestling into a new venture and became a really, really good commentator. He's got a great look on TV, and he just went for it and never looked back, and he's been, I think, really, really good for the entire run.
Former NXT Tag Team Champion, Corey Graves. I agree, though. And like,
what was Corey Graves' indie wrestling name? Here's a trivia question. God. It was a very weird name that you'll appreciate, Spencer, I think.
Shaky Graves?
No.
I think you've asked me this before.
I don't think I have.
Yeah. No, wasn't it like an amalgamation of 2 punk names? Who am I thinking of?
No, I asked you that. Darby Allin.
No,
you're
Darby
close.
Allin.
You're actually close, though. You're on the right track.
I would assume it's some sort of like metalhead.
Corey Graves' indie name was Sterling James Keenan.
Okay.
And Maynard James Keenan was the singer for Tool. I don't know where the Sterling comes from. Maybe Sterling Golden. But anyway, that's my nonsense for the day.
Hey, fun fact. If you guys watch Quizplex in a couple of weeks, remember this. Or don't. I'm not your mother. Yeah, I thought last night's show ruled. Gunther in a triple threat. Gunther is the argument that I will bring to any people who say I don't like triple threat matches, because between him and Drew and Sheamus, like, what can't that dude do?
Yeah,
I thought he had that title lost when they did the Razor's Edge coup de grace combo.
Yeah,
but obviously I was wrong. Gunther's not losing. I think that's just a testament.
Not anytime soon. No,
I can even get convinced. No, he's carrying at least through WrestleMania. I am still 100% convinced that we are getting John Cena versus Gunther at WrestleMania.
And I bet it'll be awesome.
I think it'd be awesome. John Cena comes back for this magical storybook run. Gunther's the ultimate spoiler. Cena chasing number 17. Yeah, I think not writes itself, but like, I think it works. The only thing, I think Cena wins the Elimination Chamber to do it.
See, I'm not mad at that. I don't want him winning the Royal Rumble, but I wouldn't be mad at him winning Elimination Chamber.
I think he's winning either the Rumble or Elimination Chamber, obviously. He's going for the title. I'd prefer I'd prefer it not to be the Royal Rumble. But then, I know. I also hope he doesn't win the Rumble. Thanks, Rep. Oh, I got to get you a treat. Shit. I'll got to do that.
Happy birthday, Ripperoo.
Yeah, big birthday. Yeah. Come up here, little 3-year-old. Just be careful. I've got a lot of receipts on the desk. It's year end.
I thought you were threatening the dog. I got a receipt for you, pal.
Yeah. No, maybe that's a phrase I shouldn't have used when talking about my dog. No receipts to be had for the dog. He's been a good boy. I think Cena's winning one or the other. But we advertised talking about Saturday night's main event, so let's still do that for a bit.
Yeah.
Hi.
Like,
see, of course, now he comes up, this bougie bastard. Oh, okay.
I think they did a good job of the main event. Like, they're setting up. I think you've got a good idea of what's going to happen with KO next. Like, they're clearly setting up him and Randy again, because he did the. Like, he literally did Randy's move and turned to the screen and said, "Hello, Randy. Hi." And like, I think it's going to be him and Randy Orton. Then like closer to Mania, it's probably going to be him and Sammy. Like I think they both started mentioning it. Like Sammy mentioned it at the press conference and KO mentioned in that promo. Like he basically said, "I'm coming for Sammy." Like I wouldn't be surprised if when they do these like transfer window thing, they're going to end up on the same show again.
Oh, the transfer window. Oh, yeah,
the not draft
time of year.
Yeah, the not draft. Like they keep trying to not say a draft because a draft means nothing anymore. So like, no, it's a transfer window now.
I was concerned that we weren't going to have another superstar shakeup sort of thing, you guys. But lo and behold, the wrestling gods have heard my prayers, and we've got a fucking superstar shakeup style thing going on again. Hooray.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. I hate it. Hate it. The draft was like October, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was not that long ago.
And I get that they've got to do it. Like, hey, people are moving over to Netflix. Here's the thing. And maybe this is just me being dumb. But like, why do you need to do a transfer window? Why not just say like, hey, we're moving this person over? Like, what the fuck? Is it just me? I this is one of those things that like, and it doesn't happen often. Wrestling, like we had an undead wizard as our fucking greatest of all time for years. So it's a Fallujah. But this is one of those things that insults my intelligence. A transfer window? A transfer window. Like, brother, what is this? Soccer? No. Just say that we're moving them over in anticipation of the debut of Netflix. Yeah. Fuck, who cares?
But I am excited for the NXT people to come up. Like it's clear, more than likely, Trick Williams, Roxanne Perez. Once they're probably going to lose their titles. On was it day one? Whatever the first show coming up for NXT.
Day one or World's End.
Yeah, that's coming up.
The Fire to Dismember, I think it's called.
Yeah, they both got matches coming up against two very like challengers that very much should win the title. And I'm excited for them to see what shows they end up on, because like right away he's got the instant same thing with like Sammy and Kevin, the instant forever rivalry with Carmelo Hayes when Trick goes up. Like you put them on the same show together. You've got
What,
like
you mean Carmelo Hayes isn't going to be feuding with Braun Strowman?
Oh man, I did not like.
You're sour today. Damn.
I think Carmelo's got the right for a rematch after losing in what 26 seconds.
Oh, it was a little longer. It was like 2 minutes. It was a two. Yeah, I think it was a minute because they put up like full match and it's like a minute 30.
I'm not sour. I'm real positive. I'm just owning the things more that I do feel negative about. And I do not feel very positive about Braun Strowman squashing Carmelo Hayes. I don't. I didn't have a shot at anybody. I just thought it was bad. I didn't like it. That's all. Undead Wizard. How else would you describe, if I was to give you that in like categories or scategories or whatever, you'd probably guess The Undertaker.
Wizard threw me off. I was like, who the hell's the Undead Wizard? Like,
he is a wizard.
Oz? Is that a wizard?
He turned the lights on and off and made fire, shot lightning from the sky.
That's true. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And he was buried alive like 8 times and came back.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's just start booking like legends, but is there old gimmicks? That's what we'll do.
Me, Mark Callis against the Diamond Stud.
I bet you Kevin Nash, God love him. I bet you he'd probably take a discount if we booked him as Oz versus Diesel.
We'd probably have to pay double.
That's fair. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Again, that's why we've been angling for the Kiss Demon Dale Torborg.
I would pop like hell for that. That'd be the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, you think I haven't reached out? That's like that will happen one day. I really, knock on wood, hope.
Now, Spencer, are you really, really wondering what to get me for Christmas?
I've watched Saturday Night Live and I was tuned in while
you did it once here.
Ready.
Because only the finest in Nick Wayne's mom apparel.
Why are we advertising other people's apparel?
No, that's what I want for Christmas.
Ours. Why don't you want a Stephen Crow shirt?
I think I have a Stephen Crow shirt. Oh, maybe.
Well, you can always use another. He's got great merchandise.
That's true.
Don't like him jumping people. Love his merchandise. Yeah, anything else? We very loosely talked about Saturday night's main event. I feel like I just sort of ran in and listed my stuff. Anything else?
I thought it was a great show. I enjoyed it.
What does Cody do next? Cody and Kevin Owens?
They're not
at the Rumble?
Oh, maybe they are.
He doesn't have a match on Netflix, right? No.
Cody?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's still
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah, because they're definitely going to play up this end. Because like also, I love that they're still selling the pile driver as a completely debilitating illegal move, so much so that Triple H comes from the back after the show and almost fights Kevin, which like, man, you have a pacemaker in your heart. You can't be doing this, my guy.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
I'll be back in a moment.
He's very retired. Oh, when Boris is back, I got to go. My dog's asking for a trizzy. Yeah, I loved that angle. It's one of those things, and again, it's the weirdest way I can put it, but like when you know the backstage, you sort of know that nothing's going to come of it. Yeah. You know, like Triple H did retire a few years ago. He said that he is not going to be medically cleared to get in the ring. So where does this go? Does like Triple H maybe get a surrogate? You know, or is this, if this is just something for the live crowd, cool. We're here to recklessly speculate. Regulation. This is just regulation, you guys. I'm coining that. But if we could potentially get Triple H versus Kevin Owens, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. That would be, you know, just again, speaking outside of the physical health and all of that sort of stuff, just reckless speculation. It'd be cool as hell. That'd be a hell of a reason for Triple H to come back. But when you know he can't, it becomes, well, is Triple H going to have a surrogate? Is this going to be another situation where somebody says that they're going to be wrestling the dragon and then Bryan Danielson comes out?
Yeah.
There's a deep pull. That was also one of my favorite angles. 2 weeks of beauty.
I thought Tito looked good. Greg the Hammer looked good. Some of the legends they brought back were looking healthy. It's good to see those guys thriving in their twilight years.
I like that they're doing that. I really appreciate that they're doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a nice touch on the show. Is bring out Coco Beware.
I don't think there's ever been a time that they've done this though that Jimmy fucking Hart hasn't been there.
He doesn't age either, but he must have like a face full of Botox.
Jimmy Hart
shows up even if he's not invited.
Every single time that they're like, and here are the legends in the audience. Jimmy Hart has always been there.
Yeah.
I love when Jesse was talking about Damien being a part of his jacket. He was taking too long, and Cole's like, "We gotta go. We have to do real business here." He's like, "Shut up, Jesse."
Yeah, I don't interrupt Jesse Ventura. It was fantastic.
No, he was great. I love it.
I like.
They did a weird thing. They did a weird thing though.
The punchline there. Sorry, I just want to finish. He just kept poking. He's like, "It's Damien."
Yeah.
it's Damien, Pat. It's Damien the Snake.
Because he said he hadn't been in WWE in 40 years, but I swear he reffed a match at SummerSlam in like the 2000s.
You might be right.
I'm 99% sure when he was still governor of Minnesota, he reffed a match at SummerSlam or some pay-per-view.
Sentences like this are why I love my job.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when he was the governor of Minnesota.
Well, it's true.
SummerSlam. No, I know, but just the ridiculousness of that sentence is one of my favorite things. It's actually just one of my favorite things.
Like, I'm just doing the math now. I wonder if like him and Tim Walz hang out at like a governors of Minnesota meeting.
That is a shoot. That is like if Tim Walz came out and got in the middle of fucking Drew and CM Punk.
Yeah.
That is today's direct 2024 comparison to Jesse Ventura refereeing a match.
So many. It's like the one, like as fucked up as everything is right now. Like it's insane that a precursor to being in the United States government is taking a stunner. Like there is
somebody needs to stun JD Vance. That
sorry,
out loud. Yeah. I can't get the thought of Tim Walz just the big windmill. He'd probably be in a cut-off sleeveless shirt,
some flannel.
Yeah, it just feels like, it feels like his sort of style. Oh God, where were we going with that? We were talking about Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
It was great. I appreciate having him back. I hope they do more. I hope he does all of the Saturday night's main events. I really do. The more we can get him back, the better.
Especially it's like going to be they're doing it as a special, like once a month, maybe once every few months show. It's like they monopolized them very well
last night. Like even just taking shots at Dusty Rhodes in the first 2 minutes of the show. I'm excited for the title match.
Jesse Ventura, are you here?
What was it? You know, I didn't know that Cody was Dusty's son.
God.
Because Cody's got wash. It almost is like Jesse just rules. I got so much. So please bring him back more often. Get him on the Rumble. Put him in the Rumble.
Like they used him perfectly throughout the show. Like having him
spot.
You know, Spencer, I got an empty chair next to me every month.
If we can get the body to Edmonton, yes. Like Boris, that would be an unequivocal yes. That's what we should do for Imitation Game next year. Is we can do Gorilla and Jesse.
History has been made. There was talk years ago in PWA that Lawler was going to come in. We were going to bring him in for like a signing, and he was going to call a match with me, which I was excited about, but it never came to fruition. But that would have been fun.
That would have been rad. Unfortunate. But what can you do? Do we want to watch wrestling? Is there anything else we want to talk about or need to talk about? No. I know I was late, so I don't know what I missed. I'm sorry I missed some things, you guys.
No, we're just bullshitting for like the first 50. We were killing time.
For the first 45 minutes?
Yeah. For every episode of this show.
Pardon me?
For every episode of this show.
For pretty well every edition of the Brunch Gimmick.
I think Spencer's found himself a new job. I'm going on tours at Jesse the Body Ventura impersonator.
As long as Sasso and Karrion Kross are doing theirs, I cannot compete. Hey, look, that's us in an arena.
Contest is your
I guess technically it's just me in an arena. Boris will be audibly
You
here
guys-
later.
You guys hear the audio?
I can hear the audio. I like the camera cut there. Full reverse Okada.
I think this was the first day that I met Nick. I don't know where Nick came from. He was just there all of a sudden, but I quite like Nick.
Yeah, Nick is. Oh man, I've known Nick for the better part of 3-4 years. I actually first met him at Change the Game, and so got to know each other just through like local music scenes, stuff like that. And obviously, he does photography and videos. So, opportunity came up to do some more video for us. We wanted as many people as we could to sort of be boots on the ground for this, for lack of a better phrase. And Nick
Now,
came out
is
with
this
video.
the Oil Kings video footage, or what we shot, or kind of a combination of both?
Combo of both. This was actually really, really fun for me to get to edit. I'm excited for this year as well too, because now I've kind of got an idea of what we actually can expect. But yeah, like this right here was last camera guy. Nick was right there. This is Oil Kings footage. Yeah, I think we had something like 6 or 7 cameras for this, which was neat because normally we've got like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Which is still great. But
Did you keep that jersey, or did you have to give it back?
I kept the jersey.
Yeah, nice. There you go. Oh boy.
I still got the jersey. I wore it at the Love Pro show
Oh, you
this
did?
was
That's
Sunday.
right.
Yeah, this was a Sunday, I believe, and yeah, I ended up wearing it to the ring at the Love Pro show. I don't know about you, LPW 22.
This is pro wrestling.
January 24th, we're going to be back, and we've got MRB and Mars the specialist in the, what is it, the Oil King Cup?
Let's go.
The King's Cup, yeah.
That's what
So
it is.
we'll have actually a trophy here in the next, hopefully, couple of weeks. We're working through that right now. But yeah, we've got a lot of exciting stuff planned for this one. There's a lot more stuff that we're going to be doing in advance. I can't announce anything yet, but we're going to be doing a little bit more in advance with the Oil Kings, which is pretty exciting for me. Like, they've been nothing but a dream to work with, to be honest with you.
Were you supposed to give that jersey back, or?
I never received direction either way. So
You
this
know what?
is,
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. That was my approach to Kurt Sorokin for 20 years. I'm just going to do it and hope it's okay.
hope this is fun.
And most of the time it was.
That's exactly.
Power from the challenger.
We only work the big building, Spencer. You know that.
Asking for push-ups.
Buddy, don't worry. I'm well aware of that. But yeah, I'm real excited. It's very, very cool to get to kick off the year with the Oil Kings again. It just sets the tone, you know? Not that our Rec Room shows wouldn't, but to be able to be like our first show of the year is at Rogers Place, it really,
Superman and Michael Allen.
I don't know, just a good little tone setter. Use the hockey terminology, it's getting off to a good first period.
Here comes the push-ups. Count along and hold.
That's good push-up for him, too. That's a straight back.
Yeah, Clark wouldn't be doing those if he had bad form. I would have to assume, but he's no dummy. So get this, and actually, it's genius on his end, but I'm still furious. About a couple of weeks ago, I started sending out my invites to Whamageddon for everybody. So for those who don't know, Whamageddon is you basically go as long as you can without actively hearing Last Christmas by Wham. Otherwise, you lose Whamageddon. What's the purpose of this? Absolutely nothing other than
Fun.
your friend's own misery. It's like, you know what? I'm going to ruin you guys right now. Y'all just lost the game. But Clark told me, number one, he doesn't play Whamageddon because he likes listening to Last Christmas, which totally valid.
Oh,
But then,
I think I
like,
know where you're going with this.
2 days later, sent me a voice memo while he was driving, and the music in the background was fucking Last Christmas by Wham. So he forced me to lose Whamageddon. Disappointed, but I can't.
I believe
be mad.
he's also a big fan of the Boney M Christmas album.
Yes, he
I don't
is.
know-
Mary
yes.
Boy Child
Because
specifically.
I know that's been talked about over many years.
Yeah, Boney M's underrated. They were in Edmonton last year, a couple of years ago, and I really tried to go, but we had a hockey game the same night that I wasn't able to miss. But
I
man,
think
you better
those
believe I'd be
super-
going there. All
Sorry.
Christmas music, and then close with Rasputin. I'm in.
Creating a little bit of space.
The ropes being super bright neon colors really helps in a situation like this, especially for folks that are sitting a bit far away. So our color scheme really helped, I think, in this kind of situation.
I agree. I do just think that our branding is real unique compared to a lot of other promotions.
Like when the ring's on the ice, it's a bit different. But in a situation like this, it could, like if we had black ropes, kind of get lost in the background. But this,
I was going to say, it almost would have looked like ropeless, for lack of a
Yeah.
better way to put it, with like the black background there of the chairs. But yeah, it's just a cool setup. Like even for me, it's a weird way to put it, but like when we see wrestlers highlight clips posted, or some of those like GIF accounts or people like that are posting about us, like when I'm scrolling through Twitter or Blue Sky, anything like that, I can tell it's us immediately because of the rope colors, you know.
And the ring fits on that little platform that they have for Oil King games, like suspiciously perfectly, like it was meant to be.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know if I've told this story. So for Change the Game, we had a ring that was 2 inches bigger than our ring. Our ring's a 16.
Oh yeah, that was the you're right.
It was a different ring, yeah. We when we went to load the ring into the rec room on show day, we had to literally grind down the bases of the post.
Really?
Because the ring wasn't going to fit otherwise.
That's crazy. Because that's a 20, that other one, right?
It was an 18.
And what's ours? A 16?
Yeah. Yeah. Ours is 16.
What's the LPWs? I should say ours, but yeah.
Oh, ours.
Could you imagine showing up on show day and having your shit not fit? Like that's like the time at Night of Champions in Calgary when half our ring was used to build a wheelchair ramp, and we needed parts immediately. Have you ever heard this story?
No.
We showed up for Night of Champions in Calgary. It was the year MRB was wrestling Samoa Joe, and we unloaded the ring because we kept it on site. Here comes Louis the Lion, by the way.
I love our job.
We kept the ring at the casino in Calgary, and as we're unloading it, there's pieces missing, and we found out that people from the casino thought it was just random parts, and they used parts of it to build a wheelchair ramp. So we were missing parts of the ring that day for Night of Champions, and MRB's dad was like, "My son's wrestling Samoa Joe," and just busted ass and got shit done and got the ring built, and we had the show. Like, I mean,
That doesn't surprise
That's a
me
very famous PWA
one
story.
bit. That is, oh man! Shout out to Mr. Blade.
360 leg drop. MRB pull off in the
Whoa.
Oh my God!
And I wonder how good that looks from like even across Rogers all the way to the other side. That coast to coast still looks impressive all the way from the other side.
I agree. The nice thing is, like, the side we're set up on is the side that the Oil Kings attack twice, anyways. So they do tend to skew more towards our side, regardless. And the nice thing is, all of this is like, so any of the Oil Kings footage, like the cameras that we personally use for Love Pro, those weren't broadcast. But any of the Oil Kings footage here was like actually playing on the on the Jumbotron. So yeah, I think we'll continue to do this. Let's continue to watch the Oil Rumble stuff back for the next few weeks. We've got exactly 5 weeks, I think, before Oil Rumble.
And this was a good exercise for some of the guys on this show to learn how to work a TV style where you've got a hard out. Like, this game is starting at this time. You guys got to hit all your shit and get in and get out.
It's fascinating to me because sometimes, like, you don't realize how long 8 minutes, 9 minutes actually is. Like, it sounds so short, and it is comparatively to what, like, we do at the Rec Room. Obviously, it's two different things. But, like, yeah, it's pretty just cool to see the entire process that goes into it. I won't tear the curtain back a ton, but everything that goes into like planning an 8-minute match, because like you say, it's not as though it's an 8-minute match, but you know, if you go over by a couple, you're fine. Like, there is stuff that is sponsored that we had to worry about. Like, that was the first time I'd ever worked with like an actual in-ear headset in, and it was wild because pretty well the whole time that I was saying anything, like, you had an ear going. Now, it wasn't like you'd be like a commentator where I'm getting yelled at the whole time. But
Brent had one at that West Ed, and I was busting his balls a little bit. But I mean, you got to do that kind of stuff. And
I had one in. Nick had one in. Yeah, like we it's a professional wrestling promotion, and sometimes the emphasis needs to be on professional. It's not like the guy can yell at me from the broadcast booth, "Get the fuck out!" Can do that at the rec room. You sometimes think I don't hear you when I'm in the ring, Boris, and it makes me laugh. You've never said anything out of line, but sometimes I hear you taking shots at how long I'm taking in the ring. Or
I try not to do that anymore because I realize that the Zoom is running, and I'm like, oh, I don't want him to hear me saying, "Motherfucker, let's go." Like respectfully, with love, of course.
Respectfully, motherfucker. Don't worry, guys.
Bar tab could wait. We have like 4 more matches to go. Well, that's what makes our show special and fun, though, you know?
That is the thing. I actually, and full shout out, because the podcast I was listening to, like they were super respectful in it, but they were talking about how like I do sometimes take my time in the ring. For me, though, at the independent level, and this is just my personal opinion, like you have to be a bit of a party host. You really do have to be, because obviously you've got people who are tuning in on IWTV, and that's something I've even tried to be more cognizant of, it is tightening that up. But like, you do have to be a bit of a party host, or you have to get the vibe going. Like, I think our shows would be wildly different if I just came out there and the following contest is scheduled for one fall.
I don't know you did impressions. What else you got besides?
I can do a Pink pretty well.
And you've
heard me do a couple after shows when I can do a bit of a raspier voice, but I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus on those ones yet.
I can tell you for a fact, like here in Montreal, Beef Wellington does the same thing with we have 2, him and Brandon.
No,
they do the ring announcing, and they very much like do sort of like almost not a party host, but like same sort of thing you're saying. Like they in between matches are very good at keeping the vibe going, keeping the energy up, while they like, it's like sometimes you don't have a straight up intermission, but you have to kill time between matches, or if they're like technical things, like it's not an easy job.
No, and again, I get the logic, you know, in like more televised promotions, because at the end of the day, no matter how many people are attending a show live for WWE or whoever, the money's coming from the broadcast. It's coming from the televised program, right? Like I get, you know, more of the traditional get in, announce the match, get out. I get that, because you do have to keep things moving. Even with the Oil Rumble, perfect example for me, because like the Oil Kings game was televised. I don't believe they show any of the intermission or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But like my announcements, you know, normally at the rec room, I pace it out. I've got my cues that I hit with people specific music. Like I started basically announcing from the second people came out, so that I could get out and they could get the extra 20, 30 seconds. So yeah, there's a science to it. It's not just get in the ring and fucking yell, you guys, no matter how much sometimes I only do that. Lawrence, thanks for being patient while I was late.
No, good.
Appreciate it. For that, I will let you guys plug your stuff first, and I'll close the show out by promoting stuff, and I'll talk because you guys had to talk more.
I don't know what I got going on for Saturday Night Love this coming Saturday, but I know the following week, the 28th, I will be joined at long last by El Lobo himself, the Lone Wolf, Andy Anderson, and we're going to watch the match. So I'm very, very excited for that. That's going to happen on the 28th. I had something I was working on for this Saturday, but it fell through. So I don't know what we're going to do this Saturday. But yeah, I'll also be back Wednesday night, I assume, with Ophelia Payne. I don't want to speak out of turn, for another AEW Dynamite watch along. It's ChristmasFiesta.com, whatever the hell. Follow me at BB Boris on all the blues and the threads and the X's and all that stuff. I got to go decorate the Christmas tree now.
There was very Grandpa Simpson to close that out there.
Yeah.
We tied an onion around our belts, as was the style at the time.
Also, get off my lawn.
Lawrence.
Yep. Yeah, you can follow me on all the socials. And 2 things I want to plug. One really cool thing that happened last week or the week before. CTV did a nice piece on Zoe Sager and LPW briefly, which our own Spencer Love was featured in as well, which like it's so cool seeing Zoe in those WWE ID thing. So like from the very jump, when we started watching matches, even here on the Brunch Gimmick, we've all been saying like she's gonna be the one to watch. Where every independent should book her while they have a chance with a thing, and like seeing her get more national news coverage as this big signing was really cool. Like really cool to see, and it's cool seeing Spencer like proud talking about the promotion, talking about Zoe.
Oh, dude, it's wild. I had no idea, to be honest with you, that was going to be like CTV National. Until I got a text from Erica.
Yeah.
And she saw me and I says, well, you're not in Edmonton. But man, it's really cool.
Did that go across country?
Because I saw it on Erica's Instagram. I'm like, I'm gonna look this up right now.
That's cool.
So CTV National, and it actually replayed on their highlights of the week. My mom texted me on Friday. So yeah, man, and again, huge shout out to Zoe on that end of things. Lots of love to what we do with LPW, but like, man, regardless of what we do, there are a lot of people who have that level of talent and are going to go places. I'm happy we get to be a small part of it.
You can catch me back here next week on the Brunch Gimmick, where we'll be doing our top 5 wrestlers of the year.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll be here. I'm gonna get a list going. And
then the week after, we'll be doing our top 5 matches of the year. We're doing our year-end breakdown starting next week. We're gonna have a
good news, you guys.
Yeah,
Lawrence, I actually kept a list this year.
I do that.
Gonna have matches of the year.
I wish I kept it up.
I always start them in January, and then WrestleMania will usually get through, and I'll stop like actually writing out a list. Kept her up for the most part this year, so nice. I'm sure there's going to still be some that I forget, but I'm coming to a show prepared. What is
first
this?
time for
I was saying, what is this? I didn't even have 2 coffees today. I've been scrounging on this freaking cold little nurse's coffee. But it is what it is.
There's no image of me in the Brunch Gimmick opening video, so I'm going to pose real quick for these to be stitched in. Ready?
Don't we have a mug photo with you?
Yeah. I think you're in the.
Yeah. We'll redo. We've got lots to do over the next.
There, I just did like 10.
Yeah, but it'll have your little Big Bad Boris World headquarters, so it won't crop properly.
Yeah.
Properly. That's a good.
That has a list of a picture of how to perfectly pose for those pictures of the requirements.
Also, did you see that eggnog Doritos are like a real thing?
I am not an eggnog fan.
I am.
I hope that's not sacrilege to say, but like I'm not an eggnog guy.
All right. Also, last minute Christmas gifts. Nick Wade's mom t-shirts. That's what I want Santa to bring me.
Pour your money into local independent wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
Support local. You can find us. I'm just giving you shit too, Boris. Don't worry. You can find us wherever podcasts are played, videos are viewed, or awesome content created by awesome people at Love Wrestling CA, Threads, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, all of those good places. If Nexopia is still going, we'll have a page shortly. You can follow us all there. Head to lovewrestling.ca to get everything in one fell swoop. I have been over the last month or so working on the back end and really trying to get the website speed and efficiency and all of that sort of good stuff going. So it ain't quite done yet. Still stuff to do because I'm an idiot with computers, but it's getting better. So head there. That's the advertisement for Love Wrestling. We're getting better.
Yeah.
Pick up your ticket for Love Pro Wrestling's January and February events on Tixer.com/Love Wrestling. We got the Oil Rumble on January 24th. Love Pro Wrestling returns to the Rec Room South Edmonton on January 31st and Friday, February 28th. So we'll see you there. Make sure you pick your tickets up, like I said, because we are going to do things bigger, better than ever before in 2025. For Lawrence.
We have a back end, and Spencer is working on it.